Good morning, Mr. Ramirez.
Morning, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 17th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer observed a pickup truck change lanes without using a turn signal. The officer observed the vehicle change lanes twice prior to initiating the traffic stop. The officer approached and observed the defendant to be the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer noted a strong odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant. The defendant was ID'd by his Texas driver's license. The defendant stated that he did not know how to provide proof of financial responsibility. As the defendant responded to the officer's questions, the officer noted an odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant's breath. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 was reported on the HGN, and the defendant stated that he could not perform the walk and turn or the one-legged stand. The DIC was read, and the defendant refused to provide breath or blood voluntarily. A blood warrant was obtained and the defendant's blood was drawn.
Yeah, may I respond?
Please.
Okay, first of all, Judge, the reason, it's not on there for some reason, but the reason he told the officer he can't do it because he had surgery to his back and to his knee, he can't do it. Secondly, there's no mention of any slurred speech, no bloodshot eyes, no swaying.
I mean, I was actually thinking about that as well. All you have is an odor of alcohol.
And
Anything, there's no accident. It's just a turn. All we have is an odor of alcohol. Is there anything else? Odor alone is insufficient.
No, that he was coming from a tattoo shop and the police officer asked him, is he alcohol because of the tattoo?
Is he what?
He just had a tattoo put on. That's so that's the odor of alcohol.
Come on, man.
That's what, no, I'm just saying. I mean, that the officer actually asked him that question.
What are they, the little alcohol that you put on your skin, you tell me that?
I don't know how it works, Judge, but I've never had a tattoo.
You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
Your Honor, the law enforcement officer does state in the DIMS that there is a distinct odor of an alcoholic beverage emanating from the defendant's breath as he spoke.
Okay, yeah.
That's
That it?
all we have before we initiated the standardized post-expiry test.
Okay, that's not enough. All right, I'm gonna find no probable cause in your case, Mr. Mears. You know,
So
we have enough death on our streets now, you know? $40. One button will get you a car wherever you want to go in this life. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Use it. All right, please.
Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. Picked up a new case?
It was a failure to ID, and I'll pull up the card.
She actually had this one. She has this difference.
I do apologize. I was trying to pull a arm as judge.
Take your time, Blaze. There's never a problem. Can you read to me what happened on the failure to ID?
April 22nd, 2025, officer dispatch in reference to a. In reference to an earlier motor vehicle, complainant stated that at 4:30 a.m. she heard a car alarm go off and looked out the window and saw two individuals leaving.
Oh my God, you're telling me this is a BMV?
No, it's not being here.
That's the co-defendant,
It's the
Judge.
defendant.
She's with, this is a party.
Not charged though, Your Honor, say that, but complainant approached the suspect and defendant Silva stated that she was, quote, going to beat her ass if she kept following me. Complainant was able to flag down an officer. And the defendants, the other complaining witness, the owner of the vehicle stated that the officers, there was a red paint on the front seat of the complainant's motor vehicle. Plaintiff observed that a bike that defendant Silva was riding on had red paint on the seat, and the back of defendant Silva's pants was also red paint. During the investigation, I observed defendant Silva with red paint on the back of her pants. During the investigation, defendant Silva admitted to going to the vehicle to find things changed. Once the defendants were detained, officers asked what defendant's name and date of birth was. She first stated that her name was Sierra Johnson, date of birth 4/18/2002. Officers asked for a clarification on the spelling. Officers then asked if she had ever had a Texas driver's license or ID. She stated she did not. Officers ran the given name, but nothing came back. Officers then called for Moga Davis. While officers were waiting, he asked the defendant what her name was, and she said that her name was spelled Sierra, Ceirra, with a C instead of an S, and that Johnson was her mom's last name, and that her real name was Torrance. Officers ran the new name and Texas driver's license, came back to defendant Torrance with multiple City of Houston precinct 2 warrants.
So the co-defendant got charged.
They're going to charge her honor. I'll pull it up now.
Why not Ms. Torrance?
I'm not going to read in here, Judge. I don't want to speculate, but I think all of the evidence is pointing to the co-defendant. And in fact, co-defendant admitting to going into the vehicle.
There was red paint in the car.
Right.
She has red paint on her.
That was.
No, that was. I don't.
Was she acting as a lookout?
I don't know why did not take a B&B on this. I don't want to speculate. All I can see is that obviously there was a decision made at intake that they didn't have enough for B&B, but they had.
Anna, as much as I love you and as much as I appreciate your tenacity, no, there's something going on that's a lot deeper with this, and I'd like to find out. And what I'd like to do is have her TRS, essentially, but I don't know what we need to do to get through to you, Ms. Torrance, but apparently of all the stuff that we've dealt with now, in your case is what? 241 days, and yet we.
Judge, if I may, this is a DWI. We got the alcohol report back and they sent it off to get tested for tox. We still do not have that toxicology report. And when we were.
I get it.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
It's just, she's not the one dragging it out.
As the judge confronts 3 young men accused of high-speed highway racing, he issues a stark reminder. Texas law allows prosecutors to seize the very cars used in these races. It's not just a ticket drivers risk losing their vehicle and their freedom for turning a freeway into a drag strip.
It's been waiting on the test.
You are on
Yeah.
bond. You've now picked up a new case. I've repeatedly asked you to behave yourself while on bond. That you are not charged with 2 cases and you merely have the one. I'm now revoking your bond number, DWI, and I'm taking you in. And what I'd like to do is have her TRAS
Okay.
immediately to
Okay.
see how we go forward, because this is, in my opinion, throwing her to the wolves, because something is going on and I'm going to try to nip it before it becomes felonious.
Judge, we do have an alternative offer on there. That would include the TRS.
I want to do it first,
Absolutely.
so we see how to go forward, because I don't want, I just,
And while we're here, actually, let me talk to the state about this before we.
who is Ricky Brown? You are Graves? You are Graves. And you are Thomas. Switch places for me, so I don't. Okay. Gentlemen, all of you are charged with racing on the highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Please.
The nature of this case is a racing on a highway case, so I just want to let you know that these dim summaries will be separate for each defendant because they were stopped at different locations, if that makes sense. Okay. On April 17th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was on routine patrol when he observed a Silverado pickup truck and a Cadillac motor vehicle accelerate at a high rate of speed side by side in an attempt to outdistance one another. The officer observed a third vehicle, a Dodge Charger, increasing speed while following the other two motor vehicles. The officer accelerated approximately to 108 miles per hour in an attempt to catch up with the three vehicles. The officer noted the posted speed limit on the roadway was 65 miles per hour. The officer notes that he was traveling at 101 miles per hour, maintaining view of the vehicles and recording the incident with his dash camera. The Cadillac and the Silverado truck exited the freeway, and the officer got right behind the pickup truck and paced it, traveling 85 miles per hour. A traffic stop was conducted on the Silverado, and the defendant admitted to the officer he was racing with the other individuals. While speaking with the defendant,
We're talking about Brown, right?
yes, Your Honor. And while speaking with the defendant, the other two vehicles arrived on scene and admitted to the officer that they were racing along with the defendant. I guess that covers that.
Who came and admitted?
It says the other two
The
defendants.
other two came in.
Yes, Your Honor, that's what it states. I'd be happy to read the other.
I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your cases, gentlemen. Let me tell you now that the state of Texas and the wisdom of our legislature has made it extremely easy for district attorneys across the state of Texas to seize and take cars from those who are arrested for racing. I have had cases in here where they have seized and taken a car from someone who was caught multiple times participating in this type of behavior. Don't do it. Do you understand?
Yes,
If I find that you do, the first thing I will do is I will put you in jail, and then I'm going to take your ability to drive away from you while this case is open. Living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. Do you understand? Each of you, none of you participate racing, street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving.
Minutes later, the focus shifts to addiction. A defendant who repeatedly tested positive despite court orders hears a clear message. Continued use means inpatient treatment or jail. The judge underscores that probation isn't leniency, it's a final chance to prove sobriety under strict supervision.
Driving maniacally or putting others' lives in danger. Do you understand? If I find that you're driving at 100 or something like that, it's just not going to go well for you guys. So do you mind filing conditions on each of, no racing, reckless driving, takeovers, anything of this nature, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then also, let's go through each one to see if they have valid licenses.
Yes, Your Honor, for defendant, Thomas, we do have an eligible license.
Okay. Also, each of you you're not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. You must have car insurance. If you don't have either, you are not allowed to drive.
For defendant Brown, we do have an eligible license as well.
Okay.
And then for defendant Graves, the license is eligible.
All right. Gentlemen, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Brown? Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay, we're going to give you time to go hire a lawyer. We're going to give you 30 days. When you come back, please have a lawyer. I'm going to have you each go to Victoria, sign a reset. Then we will have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. We have enough death on our streets. Don't contribute to it. You understand?
Sure.
All right, come on, guys.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, no, death. I mean, Brenda wants to hire a case. She's been having tolerance. She's not tolerant. She can find out.
Right. I said, the message is good. So get a quarter by how you get here today.
You know what I mean? So you let her know. If mom doesn't have to be constant, doesn't let her know to come in and
It's working. You make them bond it.
Yeah, I'm not, hey, let her know we're not gonna play the games. I don't care.
Mr. Marlon Simmons, Your Honor. This is was a DWI PTI that went south.
We tested positive for THC and alcohol, and then just picked up a charge out of Waller County for operation of a salvage vehicle on a public roadway.
Okay, so this case is 517 days old. Do you have an offer on the case?
Yes, Your Honor. This was a 12-month probation since it's been kicked out of PTI.
Okay, so you must either accept the plea bargain from the state or I'm going to set your case for trial today. So they've offered you a 12-month probation. You talk about it with Mr. D and see if that's something that you want to do, because I don't know. Is that the
He's
only
done it.
offer you have?
That's the offer I made, yes. That's the
Okay.
offer for now.
So,
He's already spoken with me, Judge.
so you let me know what you want to do. Do
The
you want-
plea is ready for right up there.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
and that's straight probation, Your Honor.
I'm going to tell you now that we've repeatedly asked you, I'm sorry, we've repeatedly ordered you not to use. So you either don't care about the bond conditions or you got a problem. And I'm going to tell you now, we put someone in residential treatment, kicking and screaming that they didn't want to go yesterday. So if you continue to test, I can modify your conditions to put you into an inpatient treatment program at a minimum of maybe 3, 6, 9 months, maybe a year and a half, depending on how well you respond to treatment. Do you understand? So, and I'm telling you now, I will test you like crazy. The first instance you use, it's not going to go well. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. We will have a hearing, and if they prove it to me, because I'm not letting you go until the act is clean. Do you understand me, Mr. Simmons? This system will not fail you. The agreement that you have worked out is 180 days in jail to be probated for 12 months. As part of the agreement, you will do a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels. Has he done a TRAS yet?
They recommended supportive applicant.
Was that the
The
way?
Mhm. Okay.
Let's do a new one.
Stop it.
Substance abuse treatment as required by the TRAS. No breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over, an officer asks you to take a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. No drugs, alcohol, and a guardian interlock.
Judge, with respect to the guardian interlock, client has informed me that he does not have a vehicle at this particular time. So I will respect request that the court allow him to use the portable device in lieu of the guardian.
I'm okay with that, but I'm telling you now, Mr. Simmons, that you will be signing an affidavit promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is. If Holy Mother Mary comes from and asks you for a ride from church, you drive. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail on a contempt and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Sure.
Do not drive. Is it because he doesn't have a license?
He does not have a vehicle, he informed me, Judge.
Do you have a driver's license?
Sure.
Okay. We are sending notice to DPS so that every officer in the state knows if you are in a car driving, you are to have a guardian interlock, a breath test device. If you don't, you're caught driving a car. They're going to put you in jail. Don't be sneaky. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this. The other thing, Mr. Simmons, is this now will reflect as a conviction on your record. You ever get pulled over in the future, be it 20 years from here, 30 years, you even have the faintest smell of alcohol or dope, they're going to see this DWI. It's probably not going to go well for you. Do you understand? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to this agreement. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dean.